Yo, people, welcome back to another late night chat live stream podcast with myself and your boy, Joey Boy. Myself and the boy, Joey Boy. We decided we wanted to go live tonight to chat about the title race off the back of the events today in Old Trafford. I was under the impression, I was fully confident in my prediction that Liverpool would pretty well wipe the floor of Manchester United today, and their inevitability would continue. So the plan was to probably not stream tonight because there wasn't going to be much to talk about. Like, what, you want me to come on here and talk about how good Liverpool were, etc., etc.? No, Liverpool dropped points. The title race is blown wide open. I know it was open before today, but it's well and truly open. And we're going to talk about what happened today, what the implications are moving forward. 7 games to go. Plenty to go over. Make sure you hit the like button. Big up Quintuple Winners 2023 in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new around here, people. All the likes massively help. And get your thoughts into the chat if you're watching. We want to hear what you guys have to say. I, for one, Joe, genuinely, I was not expecting that today, Liverpool to drop points at Old Trafford. When Luis Diaz scored that goal, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be a formality. And then I don't know. This season, United of all teams have been a bogey team for Liverpool. Like they I don't think they've beaten Liverpool this season. It was a 0-0, a 1-1, or a 0-0, the FA Cup loss, and then a draw today. I mean, look, our Big Six record ain't great, but at least we've battered United twice.
Yeah, Liverpool are the only other team that I'd say are possibly worse in terms of their Big Six record. Like, they haven't beaten anyone. One of the Big Six clubs either. Like, their record's been terrible. A couple of draws against us. I think they drew and they lost against Arsenal, same as us. They haven't beaten United, like you said. They lost to them. Well, not lost to them. They lost to them in the Cup, not in the league. But, 2 draws against Man United in the league. A loss to Tottenham shouldn't have really been a loss, but, a loss is a loss. Like, it's still not the greatest of records there either. So the fact that the title race is as close as it is, with Arsenal beating us, beating Liverpool, them having a pretty decent Big Six record, it's insane. It's insane. I wasn't expecting it either, especially after 1-0. Man United have this tendency, right? Whenever they go down, whenever they concede one, they completely crumble and concede another. It's happened so many times this season where once one goes in, the floodgates open, and then that's game over. So you look at 1-0 Liverpool. It felt like a matter of time before the second, and it should have been a matter of time before the second. Realistically, let's not beat around the bush. Man United were awful. They are one of the worst sides I've ever watched. Like, they are so incredibly lucky with the especially their first goal. But just in general this season, the amount of late goals, the amount of scraping results they've done this season, they are comfortably one of the worst coached teams in the league. I think Klopp said it after the game. If Arsenal have got to go to Old Trafford this season, right, they're still got to end up going to Old Trafford. If United play like that, they'll probably get absolutely battered. Like, it's just going to happen. Like, they cannot keep playing like this and getting result after result after result. They are teetering on the edge of getting absolutely humiliated every week.
Big up Not DDC, big up Lugani, big up Max OJ, and big up Omega. We're both doing okay. We're just here to chat about what's happened today and what implications it has in City. Just make sure you've all hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed if you're new around here. I don't know what it is with United, man, but they seem to have one or two big performances in the season, where they pull something like that out of the bag. And my optimistic side of my brain is telling me United could get something off Arsenal on the second last day of the season at Old Trafford. And potentially hand us the 4 in a row. United, who have been crap, could potentially hand us the 4 in a row. I mean, Liverpool should have killed that game today. Liverpool should have absolutely killed that game. I mean, the United midfield. Look, I got in a bit of heat on Twitter because I tweeted at halftime. What is it I said? Something about Kobe Mainoo. I'm gonna back it. I'm gonna back what I said.
You said this on a stream. You said it on a stream as well. Exact same thing.
I back what I said about Kobe Mainoo. I don't rate the kid as highly as everybody else does. I said really not seeing the hype with Mainoo. Twice this week he's been a total non-presence in that midfield. They're so easy to play against. He went and scored his goal, and I quote tweeted myself and I said, all right, apologies mate, type thing. You know what I mean? Okay, you shut me up today. Look, that Kobe Mainoo guy, that whole Man United midfield, I just think is an absolute farce. I find it sad looking at Casemiro. I think Casemiro should be in a Zimmer frame. He should be in a Zimmer frame. The guy can barely walk around the pitch anymore, never mind run around and break up attacks from players like Alexis McAllister and Kevin De Bruyne. And, players at the highest level of English Premier League football. Casemiro is way beyond that. This Kobe Mainoo guy, Kobe Mainoo at United is reminiscent of what Cole Palmer is at Chelsea. Kobe Mainoo is that little glimmer of light and happiness in their team amongst an absolute floodgate of shit. Do I think Kobe Mainoo is anywhere near as good as what everybody is suggesting he is? No, I don't. The guy goes missing in games. He was not breaking up tackles or breaking up attacks. He was not linking up defense with attack like a midfielder should. But listen, he has that moment of magic in him, doesn't he? He scored 2 or 3 goals this season of that nature, important goals, very good goals. But does he warrant the hype that he's gotten so far this season? No. Does that mean I think he's a bad player? No. I think he's in a bad place. It's not a surprise that Pep Guardiola wanted Kobe Mainoo about a year ago at Manchester City, because in this Manchester City squad and under our footballing education and guideline and guidance, Kobe Mainoo would probably flourish to be a very, very good player. My advice to Kobe Mainoo, if you want to go on and have a successful career, I would get the fuck out of there ASAP Rocky. I would get out of Manchester United, because they are going to bring you down the shitter and you will end up somewhere like West Ham or Everton. I promise. I'm not just saying that. Look, Kobe Mainoo got into the England squad because he plays for Manchester United and he's done a decent job. Cole Palmer got into the England squad because he plays for Chelsea and he's done a decent job. If Kobe Mainoo was at Manchester City this season, he would not be in the England squad. The total focus would be on his development. He'd be in there with your Rico Lewis's and Oscar Bobbs, and he'd be learning his trade nice and quietly on the side, not too much attention. He's not ready to be a main man. I'm telling you, man. People need to chill out on Kobe Mainoo. So I stand by what I said, but hats off to the kid for a fantastic goal today. And listen, it might turn out to be a decisive goal as well, because taking those points off Liverpool, that's 2 points dropped for Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? Earlier on the season, going to Old Trafford, getting a draw, you may say it's a point gained. You may say it, depending on what way you want to look at it. But today is 2 points dropped, because the Premier League table now shows that we are 1 point off top. How we have found ourselves 1 point off top with a shocking Big Six record this season, I genuinely do not know. But thank you to Manchester United for helping us with that. This kind of leads us on to Arsenal, because Arsenal are like not the third wheel, but the team that people don't have the same amount of hope for, or expectation, I should say. There's not that much pressure on Arsenal to go and do it, and I don't understand why. People assume we're going to win it just because we are who we are, and people have more expectation that Liverpool could do it simply because they've gone neck and neck with us before. Arsenal, for me, are under the most pressure in this situation. Potentially the most. Potentially on par with Liverpool, but they're definitely under more pressure than us. We are under no pressure to win this Premier League. Absolutely none. None. Nada. Why? Because we've just won 3 in a row. 5 out of the last 6. Treble winners. You can't turn around to me and say Manchester City must win a 4th in a row. You're fucking ludicrous. Arsenal have spent 200 million plus every summer for the last however many years. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5. When is trophy phase? Now has to be trophy phase. If Arsenal had any real set of bollocks about them, they'd have won this Premier League by now, because to be honest, ourselves and Liverpool have not been convincing at all this season. We've had decent games here and there, but neither of us have been the Manchester City or Liverpool of old. Arsenal should have run away with this Premier League. They should have run away with it, Joe.
It was that Big Six saying, you must win the Premier League. 7 games to go.
We're chilling, Joe. We're chilling. As Moji says, we have no expectations. Literally just won a treble. We can coast. We're here. We're doing our thing. If we snatch it, happy fucking days. The pressure's on you lot, Arsenal. I'm telling you.
Still third favourites on paper, I would say. We're 1 point behind second, 1 point behind first. 7 games to go. We don't play against each other all season. It's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do. With Liverpool, it's still sort of in their hands. I'm looking at the table now, they're 9 goals behind on goal difference. It's it's a big ask to swing that in 7 games, but it's not impossible. Arsenal should be the favourites, top of the league. Yes, Liverpool are on the same points, but they've got a +9 goal difference to Liverpool with 7 games left, and they're slapping teams left, right and centre at the moment. They are the favourites. They've taken over as the favourites. They're at the top. It's in their hands. It's right there for them, right there for the taking. They can capitalise because our record against the top teams isn't good. Liverpool's record against the top teams isn't that much better, if not the same. Arsenal's record against top teams is pretty good. They beat both of us this season. They have beat both of their title challengers this season and then drawn in the other games.
They've taken 4 points off each of us and Liverpool. It's an absolute failure this season if Arsenal don't win the Premier League. If Arsenal don't win the Premier League, I don't want to hear the same rubbish that came out of their mouths last season was, oh, well, we were just happy to be in a title race and we didn't expect to be here and you've all this money and yeah, you've all the experience. No, Arsenal must turn up. With 7 games to go, it's in your hands. Pretty well the exact same position as last season. It's in your hands with this many games to go. You crumbled last season, so you should have your bottling out of the way. You should have your experience under your belt. I don't want to hear Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, well, we're so proud of our lads." I saw Liverpool fans. Oh, dearie me, the Liverpool fans today. Big up a girl in the chat, man. Big up the girl. Guys, make sure you've all hit the like button. There's 40 in the building. Let's try and get up to 40 likes. Let's try and match like for viewers. I saw Liverpool fans today, man. I won't name drop, but I saw Liverpool fans today who, for the last few weeks, have been given serious chest. Like, serious chest. Hyping up all their players. Fair enough. Do so. You've done a good last few months. Hyping up your manager. Fair enough. Do so. Rate Jurgen Klopp. Whatever. But when you drop points to Man United, don't come on and say, oh, I'm just so proud of my lads. Whatever happens come the end of the season, I'm just so proud of our lads. It's with everything that's gone against us this season, the fact that we are where we are. No, mate. No. I don't want to hear any of that rubbish. Nobody ever wants to come out with a bit of chest when the fire gets a bit hot, when it gets a bit sweaty in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? Nobody ever wants to come out. The only team that ever comes out with chest in a title race is Manchester City. We're the only one over the years to have gone, even when we're 8 points behind Arsenal. I believe we're going to win the league. I believe we're going to win the league right now. Any title race, 10 points behind Liverpool, I believe we're going to win the league. Never doubted it. Or never, not that I never doubted it, I never said otherwise. I fully backed my team, fully believed it. Whereas Arsenal and Liverpool, it's, I'm proud, I'm happy, and well done to this person, and we're in this phase, and nah. You ain't getting out of it this season. I don't care. You ain't getting out of it this season. Take responsibility. Take accountability. Come on. Show chest. If you want to talk about winning the majors, go and win the majors. If you want to spend major winning money, go and win some majors. You want to be at the big dog table, bark like a big dog. Don't meow like a little pussy. If you're going to be at the big table and sit on top of the table with a 9+ goal difference, chat like it. Chat like it. Delusional. Surely you must see where I'm coming from. Chat. By the way, make sure you hit the like button. I'm just letting you know, this whole stream, there's no news, there's nothing for us to really bang on about. We're just having general conversation. So get involved and hit the like button. You must know what I'm saying, Joe. You're active on Twitter and on all this and YouTube and that. You see what I'm talking about? Anybody drops a few points, it's, oh, well, City should win it now, or, oh, we're so proud of our lads, or we're in this phase, and come on, man.
It's not just the fans, media as well. Sky banging on about as soon as the final whistle went for Liverpool United, or like United Liverpool, we'll get it the wrong way around, whatever. As soon as the final whistle went, it was who is now the favourites. We were back on top. Like we're still third. Like, what do you mean we're favourites? We're third. We're not favourites. We've got so much else to focus on. We're still in the FA Cup, Champions League. Arsenal still in the Champions League. Liverpool in the Europa League. We still got FA Cup. Forget about that. We've got a trip to Wembley against Chelsea. And a potential, we win that potential second Manchester derby final. We've got loads to focus on. We've got other things. We're just off a treble. We're calm. We're chilling. With Arsenal, they ain't won nothing. They got to focus on something. They ain't won nothing. They got to win something. Now, I think it was an Arsenal fan said in the chat before the fixtures they've got left. I think that's obviously a big point. You look at the fixtures that both of us have got left. I think the only top 6 side, including even Aston Villa, we play is Tottenham away. Granted, Tottenham away is our our bogey team, our ultimate test is going to that stadium and trying to score. I think Liverpool, we all have Tottenham. Liverpool have Tottenham. I believe they have someone else in and around the top. I do forget who it is. Villa. They have Villa. But Arsenal have United away, Tottenham, Villa, someone else in there, I think, as well. Chelsea, I think, is the other one. They have some big... I think they have Chelsea. Someone wrote the list before, actually. Villa, Chelsea, United, Wolves and Spurs. Mr. Gegenpress must be an Arsenal fan. But that's Arsenal's pretty much running. I'd take Wolves out of it. They're 11th.
Should be.
Like, you should be beating Wolves because I think it might be a home, might be away, I don't know. But Villa top side, Chelsea, obviously Big Six, United away. That's huge. That's probably, maybe barring, Tottenham because it's a derby. Old Trafford, Arsenal at Old Trafford, they don't have a particularly great record. So that's a big, big game. Second last game of the season too, right when, our second last game is Tottenham away. They don't get any easier for us. But Arsenal's running is the most difficult. But they have the luxury of it being in their hands. They have that luxury of it. What happens this season rides on what they do for the rest of it. The winners of the Premier League are decided based on how Arsenal end the season. That's how it is. That's the facts. It's all down to how strongly they end the season. Will they crumble like they have the last two and fall short, or will they decide to get it over the line this time? They've learned enough, surely, over the last 2 seasons of falling short with single-digit games left to go, that surely they must have learned and they must go on and win it. I'm sorry, you can't bottle 3 things in a row, year on year on year. You can't throw away top 4, then throw away the league, then throw away the league again. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do that and talk as much as you have. You're not allowed to throw 3 things away in a row and act like you're the best team that's ever walked the earth. You can't do it.
I think Agur makes a good point here. He says, I don't understand this fixture list conversation. If you're meant to be champions, you should be able to smoke anybody. That's the kind of talk I'm talking about, Agur. That's the kind of talk. Someone, I think it was you as well, says, when we go to White Hart Lane and Old Trafford, we will show why we got the best defence and attack in the league. You ask any Arsenal fan right now who has the best defence in the league, they'll say themselves. I can agree with that. I can, no problem agreeing with that. You ask any Arsenal fan who has the best attack in the league, they'll probably say themselves. More of them will probably say themselves. I think there's more of a debate there, but if that's your belief, I'm not going to totally disagree with that because you've got a really, really potent attack. So you got the best defense, you got the best attack, you got a really strong midfield with Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz or whoever nowadays. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses with it. If it was 3 months ago and, there's a long way to go, I'd be saying, all right, fair enough. With 7 games to go and the experience Arsenal have under their belts, they need to lock in for these 7 games and win that Premier League. The pressure ain't on us. The pressure ain't on us. Mojis, we make all of our channel members moderators. So you'll see Ugur is a channel member. He's a moderator. There might be 1 or 2 others in the chat there. Anybody who becomes a channel member will become a moderator for the channel. So there's a link in the chat now if anybody wants to be a channel moderator. But we've got pretty good moderators as it is. But if you want the options there, Ugur or Mojis. Guys, make sure you've all hit the like button. 50 in the building. Keep getting your thoughts in. By the way, it's all respectful stuff. Do you know what I mean? I ain't trying to beef nobody. I just like to have a chat. Do you know what I mean? We like to have a chat about these things. It's only right. Let's try and get up to 40 likes as soon as possible. Big up Darrell, man. Yeah, listen, like I say, Arsenal would believe, and they might be right to believe, so I'm not going to argue with it. They might have on paper the best, this, that, the other, but there comes a point where you just simply have to go and win, and I think Arsenal simply have to go and win right now. I believe the pressure is on Arsenal. I believe the pressure is on Arsenal, and I don't understand why they shirk that pressure. I don't understand why they fear that pressure. I don't understand why that pressure isn't embraced. Because I loved when people were telling us, you must win the Champions League when we weren't winning the Champions League. It just fueled me, and no doubt it fueled the squad and it fueled the club. I loved when people were telling me, you must catch Liverpool or you must fight off Liverpool, because it fueled me. It made me more excited. I was like, right, this is where I want to be. I don't understand this mentality from Arsenal fans of, let's shirk the pressure off us. We don't want the words favourites. We don't want to know about that word favourites. Your favourites. You are absolutely favourites right now. I don't care about comparing fixture lists. We're in the Premier League. Every fixture is relatively difficult. I don't want to compare second last day with second last day or last day with last day. Brother, you've 7 games to go. You've the best this, the best that. Go and goddamn do it. And you know what? If they get it over the line and they win this league, I'll say fair fucks. Fair play, Mikel Arteta. You took over an Arsenal squad, you know, in not in disarray, but a really mediocre Arsenal team. You had your phases outlined, and it all fell into place. It all made sense. Once everything makes sense come the end, you can go, right, that was a success. But if it's failure after failure, you're kind of starting to go, these phases, man, the money we're spending, man, is it worth it? Changing styles of play, man, is it worth it? I don't know. I think this is the year Arsenal must.
Yeah, maybe if they fell short, but it wasn't on their accord, you'd say differently. I think that was your whole point of, and if they didn't win anything, fair enough. Sometimes you just don't win anything. But the fact how the Premier League has turned out the way it has, they've got a win and a draw against us, a win and a draw against Liverpool. You know, they've taken 4 points off us. They have gained 3 points on us and 3 points on Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sat at the top of the Premier League with 7 games to go, having, you know, no direct clash with their title rivals for the rest of the season. They just have to beat the rest of the competition, which is fair game because we have to do the same as well. So it's on them. It's in their hands. Again, last season, it was in their hands. The excuse was lack of experience, young playing squad, young manager, never been in that situation. They didn't expect to be in that situation. It's whatever. They can throw excuses at it. This season, there is no excuse. I don't care how old the average age is of that squad. Majority of it went through a title race last season. They should have learned. Same thing with the manager. Don't care how many seasons he spent as a manager. He's been in a title race once before. He's been in a title race numerous times as an assistant. He should know what he's doing by now. They signed players who've won trophies. Kai Havertz, forget his age, he's a Champions League winner. He's got a winner in a final. He's won a trophy. Jorginho, same thing. Winner. Experienced player with his age. I don't care. There's no excuse. You're at the top. Finish the job.
I think people won't like when I say this, but I think we are under the least pressure. I think that's a fair point, by the way, as well. Big up Eli the Yankee. I think we're under the least pressure, and I think if you don't agree with that, you're wrong. You're wrong because of the amount of success we've had. I think Liverpool are under pressure. I think Klopp feels under pressure because, you know, he's only won 1 Premier League, and Liverpool fans will glorify Klopp's tenure and glorify that period, and they love him. And I'll never, you know, discredit a fan base for falling in love with the manager. But in terms of the overall rankings and the overall success that Klopp brought, I don't think it's exactly what they really hype it up to be. You know, 1 Premier League, 1 Champions League, fantastic, unbelievable for any average manager, but he's not made out to be any average manager. So there's more pressure on him to finish his tenure, to leave on a high. You know, they're going to have a Klopp parade at the end regardless. Do you want your Klopp parade to be walking around with the energy drink trophy, or, you know, they conquered England in the last season with Jurgen Klopp? I think Arsenal are under probably the most, probably maybe on par with Liverpool, purely for the fact that they haven't won it since, what is it, 04 or 06, one or the other. They haven't won in a long time. They've been building up to this. They pumped a lot of money in. They've been hyping it up. We're under the least pressure. And I also believe, just to be fully transparent with you, if we do win this league, it'll be possibly our least impressive in isolation. It could be most impressive on the basis that it's the 4th in a row, but in terms of season in isolation, it could be the least impressive based on our record this season, based off the fact that the only top 6 team we've beaten is Manchester United home and away. We've not beaten Arsenal, we've not beaten Liverpool, we've not beaten Tottenham in the league, and we've not beaten Chelsea in the league. If you said that to me before any season, if you said that to me in any July, this season you won't beat any of those teams, do you think you'll win the league? I'd say no, absolutely not. Because if you don't win any games against any of those teams, you don't deserve to win the league. You don't. So if we go on to win it this season in isolation, I think it's possibly the least impressive. But then on the flip side, like I said, it could be the most impressive because it's the 4th in a row. I mean, I don't know what you think, Joe.
Well, yeah, if you were to say at the start of the season, the highest position team in the league you'll beat is Aston Villa all season. Like, I just automatically assume we probably wouldn't be winning the Premier League. Like, Aston Villa are a good side. Very good side this season. I think they're overperforming personally. I didn't expect them to be in fifth. I expected them to be up there in the European places, but maybe not fifth. But if you told me at the start of the season that was the highest placed team we'd beat, I'd assume that the league was done and we were concentrating on other things. That's just the reality. Like, I don't expect to go and beat everybody. Like, that's not what I expect. I don't expect to win, most of the games away at these big clubs either. But the home games, we pretty much wiped the floor with everybody at home last season. It's a big fall off to only beat Man United at home and not do anything against the rest. We didn't lose, so it's still like, yay, unbeaten at home, but we beat them all last season. That's what did us well for... That wasn't even just in the league season. Our home record last season, Champions League, look at it. Go back and go and look in the archives. Away games were always draws. As soon as we got to the home legs, we slapped everybody who came. Everybody who came to home.
Our home record last season it's what made us what we were. United 6-3, Arsenal 4-1, Tottenham 4-2, Liverpool 4-1. I think I already said that, but you get where I'm coming from. We made the Etihad a fortress, and this season the Etihad became, not exactly the scariest place in the world to go. I mean, Palace came and took points. Who else came and took points? There was a few came and took points. Liverpool, obviously, Chelsea, obviously, Tottenham, obviously. They all did. Arsenal took points. They all took points. It was a free-for-all. If you came to the Etihad and you set up correctly and played it and had a good game plan, there was a decent chance you were going to take some points. So, on that basis, do we deserve to win the Premier League? No. Someone makes a good point in the chat here. You could argue it was the most... Yeah, K-Bands. You could argue it was the most impressive based on the fact that you've been sub-city standard and still nobody could touch you. I don't think that's impressive. I don't think that adds to the impressive side of things, K-Bands. I think that makes it more embarrassing for the rest. I think that the first season in a long time where City genuinely are below par City. Last season, I thought there were stages where we were below par City, and they went and blew it out of the water. They went and proved me totally wrong by the mad run we went on in the second half of the season. This season, we genuinely have been below par City, and nobody's taken advantage properly. In my opinion, Arsenal should be out of sight. Arsenal should be close to mathematically closing the league, because they've had the most convincing performances. They've taken 4 points off Liverpool, 4 points off us. They should be close to out of sight, but they haven't done so. So I think it's more of an embarrassment for the other clubs in the title race.
But yeah, we're in touching distance still with 7 games to go, and we have been this has probably been one of the more inconsistent seasons under Pep Guardiola that we've had. In terms of inconsistencies, 1 minute it's high, next minute it's, oh my God, what's wrong with this team? Like, genuinely, that's what it was. Aston Villa, midweek, high, 4-1. Beautiful football. That was a great overall performance. Apart from maybe the goal that we conceded, in terms of overall play, attacking play, cutting them open, because they set up to defend and we scored 4. Like, that was a good performance. Crystal Palace, that first half against Crystal Palace, oh my good God. It was like watching paint dry at times. Like, apart from a moment of Kevin De Bruyne genius where he sticks one in the top corner, Palace, realistically, right, I said this at half-time, after the first half against Crystal Palace, I'd have had no issue if Crystal Palace were 2 or 3-1 up. No issue whatsoever. Because I thought we were just so off it, and that's been our season. Inconsistencies. And to say we're still within a point, it's pretty embarrassing. Like, if this is any other version of Pep Guardiola Manchester City, we're at the top by a few points. We're possibly running away with it. Like, it's just, we've been so inconsistent with the performances that the fact we're still within a point is kind of laughable.
I think that the 3 in a row teams that we just had gone by, all those teams are obviously all slightly different in their own ways, because we were playing false 9 for sort of 2 of them. You had Gundogan really influential in 2 or 3 of them, or 1 or 2 heavily. They were all kind of different in their own ways. I think any of those 3 in a row teams, Aguero was in one of them even, any of those 3 in a row teams run away with this league this season. I think, yes, at face value, because there's 3 teams going for the league all at the same time, looking like it'll go right to the wire, it's probably more exciting for the neutral. But in terms of the overall standard, it's dropped. It's dropped. I mean, we're not hitting anywhere near the points tallies that we have done in recent years. You know, both ourselves and Liverpool consistently hitting 90 plus. Do I think it's fair to expect that standard to be maintained permanently? Absolutely not, because it was a crazy standard that we hit. But undoubtedly, the standard of the teams challenging for the title has lowered, I think, Joe, in assessment.
Well, I mean, it's still, like you said, it's still statistically possible to reach for all 3 of us to put together 90-point seasons.
We won't, though. We won't.
But like 70, 71 points with 7 games left to go, we'd probably be in and around, you know, mid to high 70s by now. Like that's just the feeling I get. Like it's hard to really say it's got worse, because, or it's unfair to say it's got worse, because like you said, those standards with the 90 points we set were just so high they shouldn't have been a consistent theme. Like, that's not fair to expect that upon seasons, but that's the standard we set, and that is the standard that we met season in, season out, which is why the fact that we're still within a point, having been as inconsistent as we've been, is crazy to me, because those 3 other teams that you just mentioned, the 3 in a row, they would be easy 90 points. Easy 90 points coming into the season, mid-90s. Like, it's just a drop-off by, like, a couple of games worse of drop points than normal. And when we know that titles can come down to a single point, potentially this one could come down to goal difference if it continues going the way that it goes, because Liverpool and Arsenal are equal. They've just got goal difference separating them. Like, we know 1 or 2 games can make a difference, and if we're saying that we're a few games to drop points worse than normal, but we're still in it, like, they need to take advantage. If they can't beat us when we're off it, how are they going to beat us when we're on it?
If you can't beat us in a season where Haaland's out for 2 months, Grealish is out for large parts of the season, De Bruyne is out for 6 months, Rodri suspended for 4 games, which has never happened before either. There's something wrong. It definitely does highlight how much of a juggernaut we are, but there's something wrong. I don't know what. Listen, we're 4 likes off the big 50. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's get to 50 likes as soon as possible. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new around here. And there's a link in the chat now for anybody who wants to become a channel member and help support myself and Joey Boy. I see Bree there. I see Noah as a channel member. I see Agur as a channel member. Yeah, there's a few channel members knocking around. Anybody else wants to help us, you get a nice badge beside your name, and we'll make you a channel moderator, and you get access to the Discord server. So nice little perks there for anybody. $3.99 a month. So if you have it and you want to support, it is massively appreciated. So listen, I don't think any of us were expecting Liverpool to drop points today. How do you see them bouncing back from that? I haven't actually looked at Liverpool's fixtures. I don't know who they have.
Palace next, and they always bounce off Palace. So if you're asking me, it's Palace at Anfield as well. We've just played Palace. They'll do them. They'll bounce back. I have no concerns that they won't. I'm not expecting. I know I wasn't expecting United to do much, but I'm genuinely expecting nothing from Crystal Palace. If we can, score 4 at Selhurst Park, I think Liverpool could do the same at Anfield.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But I mean, I wasn't expecting the performance they put in against their last home game. Was it Nottingham Forest? I know they won 3-1 in the end, but I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult for them. They've got Atalanta next in the Europa League. That Thursday weekend schedule, could that be something that throws a spanner in the works? I'm not too sure. They have Palace at home. I mean, look, there's 3 away games in a row for Liverpool coming up. And they're 3 difficult games. They've got to go to Craven Cottage, Goodison Park, and then West Ham. They are not. Then they have Tottenham at home, Villa away, and Wolves at home. Bro, this ain't an easy run in whatsoever for Liverpool. They are going to drop more points. Do I think we'll drop more points? Yes, I do. I don't
think Liverpool will drop points in any home game. I'm going to say that now.
they'll beat Tottenham at home and they'll beat Wolves at home. But the other 4 games they have are away: Villa Park, West Ham, Goodison, and Craven Cottage. None of which are easy games. None of them are easy. Like you're not going to any of those grounds saying, yeah, 3 points in the bag here, guaranteed. They're all hard-fought wins, particularly Villa, who are in a top 4 fight. And this is the second last day of the season they've got to go to Villa Park, who will still be in a top 4 fight.
Obviously, there's a bit of hope there, isn't there? The Everton away, it's a derby. There's a little bit of hope. I don't personally see it because I just think Everton are struggling to beat 10 men at the moment. So, derby, anything can happen, but I'm not too hopeful. Villa is probably my most hopeful of any of them is Aston Villa because it's away. Villa, obviously, they beat us 1-0. They beat Arsenal 1-0 at Villa Park. You know, could they do the triple and beat Liverpool at Villa Park? Potentially. That's the one that I know it's second last game in the season and it would be a while to wait, but that's where I'm most hopeful, I think, of them dropping points. I'm not saying that they won't drop points elsewhere. They won't, necessarily drop points in that game, but that's where I'm most hopeful.
I'm hopeful for West Ham. They've done it for us plenty of times before.
Calvin Phillips winner. Are you mad? You see the storylines, yeah? The headlines, Calvin Phillips winner against Liverpool. Are you mad?
All right, I've got Arsenal up here as well. They've got Villa away.
They've got the toughest running. They've got the toughest running of the lot, in my opinion. Out of us 3, theirs is the hardest.
Yeah, so Arsenal they got Bayern obviously now in the Champions League. Then they go to Villa Park. Notoriously difficult place for Arsenal.
They don't go
to
Villa Park. They're to the Emirates.
Is it? Oh, sorry. I'm on Arsenal's website here, by the way, and they've not made it very clear. So, pattern up. Aston Villa at home, yeah. Well, okay. I would expect them to beat Villa at home. Then they go to Molineux. Yeah, you'd probably expect them to win at Molineux. Chelsea at home. Cole Jermaine Palmer. Can you do something for me? Probably not.
Probably not. They've just drawn with Sheffield United today.
I think Liverpool's running's harder than this, man. I can't lie.
No, I'm looking at Old Trafford and Tottenham away.
Tottenham away is the big one. I think Arsenal win at Old Trafford. I think at that point, United are checked out. They're on the beach. They're in Alicante. The end of the season. They're done.
Yeah, but Arsenal's running for me is harder because you forget you're forgetting Liverpool. They might have Europa League on Thursdays. Bayern, I expect no issues because they are just absolutely god awful. But then after that, it's us or Madrid, home and away, sandwiched in between like Chelsea and Tottenham probably.
Just don't agree. I think
it's a harder on paper running. Personally,
Liverpool have to go to West Ham, Fulham, Everton, and Villa Park. Nah.
But Arsenal have potentially got to go to the Bernabeu in between Chelsea and Tottenham.
Yeah, listen, fuck that.
No. For me, Arsenal's running's hard. I'm saying it.
All Arsenal have to do is win your basic games, win the ones that you should be winning, do the job at White Hart Lane, and do the job at Old Trafford, and it should be yours. It should be yours. Bournemouth at home, you're telling me that's a difficult one? No. Chelsea at home, you're telling me that's going to be difficult for them? No. Villa at home, you're telling me that's going to be difficult for them? Maybe. So it's only really Tottenham and United that you're saying potentially could get something off them.
Tottenham away, Man United away for Arsenal is more difficult than Fulham, Everton and West Ham away.
And Villa. Combined.
I just think the Champions League games, you add the Champions League and the Europa League in there, Arsenal's running is tougher.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I suppose maybe because Arsenal aren't, they aren't experienced when it comes to the Champions League side of things as of right now. So potentially, but Liverpool, they're expected. There's pressure on them to go and win the Europa League. Like it's not just something. It's a formality. Like they're expected to go and do it. There's pressure there. They've got Atalanta, and who could they face after Atalanta? Is it Marseille?
I really don't. I have not been paying attention. I don't really care for the Europa League. I don't know who's in it.
Joe, we're footballing men on this channel.
It's the Europa League, mate.
Yeah,
You think I'm
great
spending my Thursdays, my feet are up and I'm relaxing. I'm chilling out because we've probably just played on the Wednesday. I am watching No Emmerdale.
Great anthem. And the final's in Dublin. So, put some respect on it, mate.
I'm not putting no respect on it.
Whoa.
Mate, I ain't spending my Thursday nights watching Liverpool playing the back arse of who fucking knows where. No.
You mean if City won the Europa League, you wouldn't care?
Oh yeah, I would because it's us. But I ain't watching Liverpool slap whoever 5-0, 5-1 in wherever they were playing not so long ago. I don't care.
I'd love a Europa League run for us. The away days.
Who'd Liverpool play? I was about to say Arsenal. It used to be Arsenal. Who'd Liverpool play last? Sparta Prague. They won 6-1 and 5-1. Do you think I'm sat there on my Thursdays watching Liverpool go to fucking Prague and slap 5 past the team? No.
Yeah, well, this is football focus. Do you know what I mean? I'm total football. I'm a student of the game. You
didn't even know who was left in the Europa League. What you on about? Student of the game. You know as much as me.
Game's the game, mate. Game's the game. Guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're new around here, we appreciate all of you locked in tonight joining us for these waffle conversations we're having. There's a link in the chat if anybody wants to be a channel member and help support myself and Joey Boy, like Noah, like a girl, like Bree and all them. There's a few of you are regulars. You should be channel members, man. Get locked in, become part of the club, become part of the community. So
I will actually, because I've just looked at the rest of the Europa League teams, I'll actually put some respect on it because there is still Bayer Leverkusen and they are running away with the Bundesliga and keep scoring last minute winners. They're still in the Europa League.
They could imagine Xabi Alonso beats Klopp in the final of the Europa League.
AC Milan is still in there. They were a Champions League dropout. They got some players. Roma. Yeah. They seem to have recovered after sacking Mourinho. So there's still West Ham are still in there, but it's West Ham, they're playing Leverkusen, so they'll probably be knocked out.
It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy for anybody. But like I say, I believe the least pressure is it's on us. The least pressure's on us, man.
Well, we know our running. We have a fairly straightforward. Luton at home, Tottenham away is the big one. Brighton away is not easy either. Forest away we drew with last season. We've also got Fulham away. But Wolves at home, West Ham at home, last day of the season.
Bro, we gotta go to Craven Cottage. We gotta go to Tottenham. The City Ground, Nottingham Forest. That ain't easy. Amex, that ain't easy. I don't think we have the hardest. I'm not making that argument, but I'm saying it ain't easy either. It's Premier League football, man.
Potentially, I mean, ours is not going to be easier because again, if we've got Real Madrid sandwich in there, we get through them. I'm 99% confident if we get through Madrid, it's going to be Arsenal. 99% positive that it's going to be Arsenal over 2 legs. Can you bear another 2 games against Arsenal? Fucking hell, I can't.
I don't want to play against Arsenal in the Champions League. They just wreck my head. And I've been there too many times, man. I've been to the Emirates too many times, and we win almost. We've won pretty well every time I've been there, except the one this season. They're just jarring. They're just jarring to go to, and them over 2 legs. You know exactly what way they play. They do the 2 banks of 5 of the Etihad, and then they'd go for it in the Emirates, and it's just a shootout. And it's not that I don't believe we can beat them or I don't back us. I'd still back us to knock them out. It would just be not good for the mental health, essentially.
That game over that Champions League semi-final tie potentially that we've got coming up. Of course, we've still got to get past Madrid, and although Bayern are terrible, they've still got to get past Bayern. But the potential of that being a 2-legged semi-final tie does not it's going to take years off my life expectancy. Genuinely. I've said that about title races in the past. I genuinely think I'll age about 20 years watching that. It's going to be it will be disgusting. It will be disgusting football. We've only had 1 player who scored against them this season, and he plays for fucking Chelsea. It's not good.
Maybe that's an omen for him to score against them in the running. Maybe Cole Palmer's going to do something for us against Chelsea.
Well, here's hope. He's the only one who I've got confidence in being able to do anything because the rest of that Chelsea team is dog shit.
Rubbish, mate. Rubbish. I don't.
And it's exciting times in it because technically the treble's still on, but then you
Yeah, I know.
remember it's Madrid over 2 legs, which we've done before and we've been embarrassed before, but we've also slapped them before and embarrassed them. So I could go either way. And then after that's probably Arsenal, and then you look at that and go, shit.
Yeah, it's it's not fun. It's not fun, but I don't know. I get the feeling Liverpool might take a bit of a knock in confidence following today's result. You'd expect them to go on and remontada, redemption against Palace, but these title races, man, I said it in the Big Six a few weeks ago that it's all about mentality. It's all about mentality, and I think our performance against Villa, our performance against Palace will hopefully propel us. I think if we win at the Bernabeu, we could go on and win every game for the rest of the season because that is a massive, massive booster.
Potentially. I mean, Rodri knows his streak is on the line massively. Knows if he keeps up his streak, he'll probably come up with some new pieces of silverware. But yeah, that Madrid away game is massive. I don't even know where to begin for that Madrid game. Of course, it's not something that we were going to go over, like preview the game on stream, but we're so inconsistent. We're consistently inconsistent. I genuinely don't know what to expect. If we can concede 2 to Palace, we could come off far worse against Madrid. But if we play like we have done, say, against Villa, or go a bit further back, and there are other games like, I even go like, it's hard to really go back to like really recently because it's been all over the place. But there have been games where we have successfully shut up shop. Like, we kept United out, Old Trafford, Newcastle at home, we kept them out. They're going but a bit far back now, but I mean, if we play defensively like we did against Palace, then I'm not excited.
No. But, you know, there's a few Real Madrid players on the verge of suspension as well, as you were saying before we went live. Who's it? Bellingham, Vinicius,
Camavinga, Tchouaméni.
Yeah, man. There's no way they all get off without a yellow card. I reckon they're going to be missing 1 or 2 of them for the second leg. But the second leg is where it's at, man. That's where it's at. I'm not too bothered about winning the game in the Bernabeu on Tuesday. Just bring them back to the Etihad and do our job there. I still fancy us to beat them in the Etihad. I know they're improved and we're probably slightly off it in comparison. Like, the form we were in going into the Real Madrid game last season, we felt invincible, didn't we? We felt like untouchable, like nobody could get near us, especially in the Etihad. It is different now. It is different now. But I still feel when it matters most, they've earned my belief, they've earned my backing and my faith.
Well, the way I'd look at it is, and I hope they approach it in this way, is the way I look at it is we can't win the tie in the first leg. Well, we can lose it. 100% we can lose it. We can't go to the Bernabeu and win the game and go, right, tie over. Because it's Real Madrid. But we can go there, get slapped and go, yeah, tie's over. Like, that can happen. Like, we can lose that tie based on 1 game. But I don't think I'd be going in with the mindset of, you know, the tie rests on this leg. No, it doesn't. If you are anything less than 1 goal down, I think if it's 1-0, 2-1, or anything better than that, chilling. Absolutely in a good position.
Should be expecting to win at that point. Do you go ultra defensive mode on Tuesday then?
I don't think we can afford to go ultra defensive mode. I don't back us defensively with the injuries that we have and just the way that we've been defending this season. You never know how we're going to turn up, but more often than not, we've always conceded a sloppy goal somewhere. I wouldn't go ultra defensive because I don't think we can do it this season. I really don't think we can shut up shop consistently. I can't back us to do it. Like, on a 1-game basis, I can't back us to completely shut up shop.
Yeah, we've not proven to have a good track record in shutting up shop this season, but it is what it is. I think tomorrow afternoon we might go live and do like a proper preview. I'm still deciding. I'm booked to go to Real Madrid. I'm booked to go to the away game, but I'm deciding if I'm going to go or not. I'm kind of half tempted to stay here and do a watch along. I kind of want to do a watch along. Some of you guys have messaged me and said you want to see watch alongs. If you're in the chat now and you want to see watch alongs, please do let us know because I want to bring watch alongs to this channel, man. Me and Joe, we watch the games anyway and we chat non-stop during the games. So it only makes sense, I think, to bring back the watch-alongs. So I'm half tempted to stay here and set up the first watch-along back and make them a consistent thing on the channel. I hope you guys would like that. So I'm on the fence. About Madrid. We might do a full preview tomorrow. There wasn't a huge amount to talk about tonight. There's not a huge amount to talk about tomorrow either. I'll have Big Six tomorrow night. You have to go to the game, mate. But yes, bring on watch-alongs. I'll have a think. No, I'll make my final decision tomorrow. But yeah, I think we'll go live tomorrow afternoon and talk about the Madrid game, talk about whatever's happening. We just wanted to go live tonight, have a bit of a chat, see what all of you guys are saying, get your opinions in on the Liverpool United game today. So we'll probably wrap it up now and get back on it tomorrow. And I'll make my mind up about Madrid. So listen, smash the like button on the stream if you're watching on playback. Leave your opinions down below in the chat. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. We've got loads of new subscribers recently, which is absolutely sick. Massively appreciate you all. Massively appreciate all of our new channel members as well. There's a link in the chat now and the top of the description if anybody wants to be a channel member. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with a brand new stream. Hopefully some more stuff to talk about. Good night and God bless. Wrap her up, Joe.
Listen to your heart, tell me who you wanna be. We can always start to believe. Listen to your heart, tell me that you understand, 'cause you are the one for me. If you just believe, 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 you just believe.